can only show you the door. You have to walk through it.
Hello guys, welcome to the Crypto Matrix. I'm Mr. Legend. In this video, we'll take a look at the king of the cryptocurrency market, Bitcoin. Currently trading around the $83,000 region. Bitcoin has been dumping over the last 30 days. Should we expect Bitcoin to dump further down to Goblin Town? Are we starting a relief rally? We'll look at Bitcoin's performance against the US dollar on a weekly time frame, going back to 2018 to see where's Bitcoin heading to. Should we be expecting further pump in 2025, or should we be expecting a big decline? We'll look at Bitcoin's market cap, Bitcoin dominance in the cryptocurrency market, and we'll also look at sentiment in the market. Is it time to buy more Bitcoin, or is it time to get ready to sell for some sweet profits? We'll talk about that and more in this video. But first, guys, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. When it comes to investing, nothing will pay off more than educating yourself. Do the necessary research and analysis before making any investment decision. Let's get down to business. Bitcoin, the king of the market, trades around $83,000. Bitcoin in 2018 was trading around $3,000. It's been a long ride. Bitcoin has gone down from Goblin Town. Bitcoin has gone to the moon. Bitcoin has finally crossed that $100,000 level. But there's a lot of warning signs that Bitcoin is due for a huge decline. Let me take you guys way back to 2017. We saw Bitcoin hitting an all-time high of $19,000 in December of 2017. What followed that was a big dump to Goblin Town. We saw Bitcoin also in 2018 losing around 83% of its value, finally finding a bottom around December of 2018. And since December of 2018, when Bitcoin hit that $3,000 level, something significant happened. Bitcoin went back to its 200-week moving average. We saw Bitcoin hitting the $3,100 level. Since then, Bitcoin has rallied back to $14,000, back to that 200-week moving average. This was the COVID sell-off. And when the bull run ended in 2021, we saw Bitcoin already hitting the $69,000 level. And this is where things get very interesting. In 2021, we saw Bitcoin getting to first $64,000. We can see the RSI here. Bitcoin was pumping, momentum was high, everything was good, everything was dandy. When Bitcoin got to $64,000, we had a decline. But before Bitcoin got $64,000, guys, the decline was already foretold. The decline was already foretold by the RSI, by something we call a bearish divergence. So if you look at what Bitcoin was doing in January of 2021, we saw Bitcoin already pumping. The price of Bitcoin was already as high as $41,000, and that was where momentum peaked. We saw Bitcoin's RSI getting to the 94.83 region. After that, Bitcoin rallied to as high as $64,000, but the RSI already showed weakness then. That was a telltale sign that something is wrong. And even when Bitcoin went to $69,000 in November of 2021, we saw Bitcoin getting to new all-time highs. We saw the RSI just setting a higher low, and that was the confirmation. That was a bearish divergence, and that was a sign that we're due a bear market. What happened after 2021 was Bitcoin dumping aggressively to Goblin Town, going from $69,000 to as low as $15,000. That was the 2022 bear market. But guys, the market doesn't dump forever. Since when Bitcoin has been launched, we've seen plenty dumps along the way, but Bitcoin has always recovered and continued pumping to the moon. I believe we're in one of those inflection points. We saw Bitcoin dumping to Goblin Town in 2022, and for the first time, guys, since Bitcoin was launched, Bitcoin spent an extended period of time below its 200-week moving average. In 2022, there was a lot of fear in the market. FTX collapsed, yada. Tracy collapsed. Crypto was going to zero, but it didn't go to zero. Market participants were expecting us to dump to as low as $12,000. I remember the market was peak bearish, but that was the start of the bull market. That's a very important lesson to learn, that at the top, where there's peak bullishness, that's the start of a bear market. At the bottom, where there's peak bearishness, that's the start of a bull market. And we saw that happen for Bitcoin yet again, with Bitcoin rallying from December of 2022 to an all-time high of $109,000 in January of 2025. So from that perspective, Bitcoin has been an uptrend for almost 3 years. But guys, as I've showed you in the past, Bitcoin doesn't go up forever. We have a period of time where there's going to be a dump to Goblin Town, and I believe we're entering one of those periods in time. We saw Bitcoin in 2024 rally up to as high as $73,000, which was an all-time high in March, and then consolidated for around 6 months. Remember that Japanese yen carry trade dump that happened in August. Market participants were scared, feeling as if the bull run is over. We're going down to Goblin Town. But as I told you guys earlier, when there's extreme fear in the market, you want to be buying, because we'll always see extreme greed in the future. From August of 2024 2024, we saw Bitcoin go from $49,000, more than doubling in price. After the election, the pump was aggressive and we saw Bitcoin rallying to $109,000. But one important thing to pay attention to, what I showed you guys happened in 2021, Bitcoin's momentum peaked since January of 2021. The top didn't come in till November of 2021. And when the top was coming in, guys, we could clearly see a bearish divergence. Bearish divergence means we saw price getting to new highs, momentum couldn't get to new highs. That was in November of 2021. I see something similar happening in 2025. We saw Bitcoin's momentum topping in March of 2024. And since then, guys, even though we have seen Bitcoin get to new highs by November of 2024 and January of 2025, Bitcoin RSI couldn't get to new highs. That's another bearish divergence playing out. You could have looked at it on the chart, and by the 9th of December, you would have been sure that maybe, just maybe, a big dump is coming, because the chart was showing huge bearish divergence with price getting to new all-time highs and the RSI unable to do that. What has happened since then has that Bitcoin has dumped by more than 30%. It's very important to pay attention to the chart. We can get carried away with the news, the Bitcoin is pumping, strategic reserves, yada. But guys, the main information you need to make clear decisions, the chart tells you what all the players are doing. Anybody that buys is going to show on the chart. Anybody that sells is going to show on the chart. The chart is like a map showing us the way to our destination. Now, I'm of the strong opinion that we're going to see a relief rally for Bitcoin over the next few days, over the next few weeks. I don't think we're going to be dumping in a straight line. I just believe the bull market has popped. I don't think we'll be seeing new highs. And I'll be shocked if in the next few days we see Bitcoin rally to as high as maybe $100,000. I picture a situation where market participants that have got hard in cash right now, we jump back into the market. We're seeing some early signs of that relief rally, and that relief rally will come in very hard. With altcoins pumping, with Bitcoin pumping, with sentiment increasing, because if you look at sentiment right now in the cryptocurrency market, it's not nice. This time last week, there was extreme fear in the market. Last month, sentiment was neutral. Right now, there's fear in the market. And if you go back 3 months, you see that the market has been in an extended period of fear. Since Donald Trump was inaugurated January 20th, that looked at the top of the market. We have seen the market go on a downtrend. An argument can be made that we're just erasing all the pumps we made during the election period. After Donald Trump won the election, we saw a huge rise in the market. We saw a huge pump from November to December. Right now, the market is correcting itself. Another important thing to pay attention to, why I think Bitcoin is bearish over the next few months, is Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance shows strength of Bitcoin in the cryptocurrency market. The higher Bitcoin dominance is, the more the market is tilting towards Bitcoin, the more market participants are confident that Bitcoin will outperform the altcoins. But Bitcoin dominance dumping to gobbling town has been one thing many altcoin participants have been waiting for, and I think the time is almost there. We're seeing some bearish divergence on Bitcoin dominance also. Maybe I'm just seeing bearish divergence on all the charts. But guys, take a look at what Bitcoin dominance has done. We saw the momentum for Bitcoin dominance in October of 2024. Getting high, that was the highest we've seen Bitcoin dominance momentum go for a very long time. It got to as high as 73.53, but something peculiar happened in early 2025 in February, when we saw that huge jump. Bitcoin dominance set a new cycle high, getting to as high as 64.25%. But what's important in all this is that Bitcoin dominance set a new cycle high without the RSI being able to match the performance of the price, which is a bearish divergence, which I showed you earlier on Bitcoin, which eventually leads to dump. And in the case of Bitcoin dominant dumping, guys, that will lead to the altcoin market pumping. I will not be shocked if Bitcoin dominance retraces back to its 200-week moving average, which currently sits around 48%. That will require a 20% decline in the price of Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance could easily dump to gobbling town without Bitcoin actually dumping. The market might actually go up and Bitcoin dominance is dumping, while the altcoin market can easily outperform Bitcoin on the upside. But when the market is dumping, guys, usually you run back to Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is really solid. And when crypto market participants are scared, they run towards safety, and safety for us in the cryptocurrency market is Bitcoin and is Ethereum. Bitcoin's market cap currently sits around $1.66 trillion. Fully diluted market cap for Bitcoin, guys, currently sits around $1.75 trillion. We saw Bitcoin even getting above the $2 trillion level this cycle. But right now, Bitcoin still has a total supply of 19.83 million coins. We have over 19.83 million of those coins in circulation. Maximum supply sits at 21 million. That will not change. That's one thing Bitcoin has going for it. Bitcoin is the king of the market, $1.66 trillion. Can we go back to the $2 trillion level? Guys, very, very possible, but that will be a telltale sign to sell for some sweet profit. My best case scenario sees Bitcoin reaching to as high as $2 trillion. In that situation, we're going to see a huge pump in the market. You see market participants go from fear to greed. You see extreme fear turning to extreme greed. You hear talks about the bull market being back. This time is different. Buy the dip, yada, yada, yada. You don't want to fall for the trap, guys. Bitcoin has been in a bull run since 2022. At some point in time, we are going to see an extended bear market that's going to give us more than a 30% decline. Throughout this uptrend, Bitcoin has been managing plus 20 to 30% declines. The maximum we have seen has been a 32 to 33% decline that we saw Bitcoin in early 2024. I believe the next pump is going to lead us to the eventual big dump that will see Bitcoin's market cap heading below $1 trillion, maybe finally touching that 200-week moving average for Bitcoin that currently sits around $877 billion. And in US dollar terms, that will see Bitcoin rallying maybe to as high as $100,000 and dumping to as low as $45,000. In that scenario, we might see a 50+% decline in the price of Bitcoin in as little as a month. Guys, drop it down in the comment section. Right now, I believe we're expecting that one final rally for Bitcoin before we start our big decline down to Goblin Town. Do you believe in that point of view? Are you buying more Bitcoin right now? Or are you getting ready to sell for some sweet profit before the dump to Goblin Town begins? Drop your thoughts about that in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more awesome videos like this. Turn on the post notification to get notified anytime I drop a new video, anytime I go live. Remember guys, when it comes to investing, nothing will pay off more than educating yourself. An investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Invest for the long haul. Don't get too scared. Don't get too greedy. See you guys in my next video.
Remember, all I'm offering is the truth, nothing more. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.